Hello and welcome to Gierok Farms. It's a wonderful day today. It's a very warm winter day today. Today we got some things to do in preparation for spring. As you can see beside me here, the ditch is starting to flow. Things are starting to thaw. I think it's supposed to get cold again, but we got some sheds where there's a lot of snow surrounding them. There's a lot of snow packed up alongside of them, and we're gonna get that snow away from there because we don't want a mini flood in our shed. We got hay in there, straw in there, our equipment in there. We don't want the floor getting all sloppy and wet. We don't want to make a mess in there. So we're gonna do a little preventative snow removal here before it really starts to thaw fast. So we're gonna get the snowblower hooked up here in a little bit. And we got some equipment to start so that it will start come spring. This morning we've been taking care of chores here. We're moving silage right now. We got some pens cleaned up earlier. Mason right now, he's cleaning up my mother's car because it's her birthday today. So make sure to wish her a happy birthday in the comments. Without her, this farm and myself probably wouldn't be here. So make sure to thank her and wish her a happy birthday down in the comments. We're gonna move this load of feed and then we'll get at that snow removal. Now this is what we're trying to prevent in that other shed. Thankfully, Dad had time yesterday where he could kind of move some of the bales around and we got plenty of room in here, but we don't want this happening in the other shed either. We're gonna be using the 7810. We're gonna be hooking that up to the blower. We gotta get the blade off. And the reason why that's flooding in there is because the upper side of the shed, the waterway isn't able to work like it should. There's just too much snow packed in there and the waterway's just getting too full too fast. Dad's been sick of messing up his hydraulic lines and mixing them up, so he finally zip tied them together so he's organized. So we got the green set, and then
I got a green one in there, a red one here. It really don't matter if they're
reversed,
but I mean you can with 4 hoses
you don't want to crisscross lines, cylinders, and that's all for that spout and that tip. All right, we're ready to go. We're gonna head down to that shed. Dad with the snowblower, he's on his way. I brought the other tool of choice to help get closer to the doors and the side of the building so we don't scrape them with the snowblower or the tractor. This is some really heavy wet snow, so hopefully it throws half decent. It's crazy because less than a week ago we had closer to 2 feet of snow get dumped on us, and now we got, you know, places where the grass is starting to show through. So, but I don't think winter's over yet. I think this is just another one of them warm spells, and we're gonna get another 2-3 weeks of cold and snowy weather. But in preparation, we're gonna get a bulk of it out of the way in case it does start to thaw real fast. think with the winter we had where there was a lot of thawing and then freezing, a lot of back and forth in temperatures, it created an ice cube here on this north side of the building, or the shaded side of the building, to where he's scraping away little by little. It's just huge chunks of ice. Like this whole brick right here, that's essentially just ice. Throwing it up on the bank, spreading it out, it will allow it to thaw more gradually. Or when it does thaw, now our waterway at the bottom here is opened up. So it should be able to just run right out and work its way down to the stream instead of getting all hung up here along the back side of the building. I know what some of you are thinking. Why don't you guys just build the building up higher to start with? In our part of the world, you don't get a lot of options for where you want to build and how level and nice the spot is. So there was a lot of dirt work done here to build this up, and the waterway is really nice. It's just the type of winter we had, it plugged up that waterway. So in order to take care of that, we got to move some snow. I was telling them how that's just a solid ice cube back there along the building.
Yeah, and it only get worse if it gets cold again, you know, after it thaws like this.
Now your waterway's open.
Well, that's the main thing. I don't even think it's so much right up against, but it's like so it can just get away.
Yeah.
Because we got that straw in that back corner, and if that water backs up under that, that's just going to make a mess out of all that stuff. A little bit gets in somewhere, it ain't the end of the world. But what I noticed when I'm getting close is that whole ice cube is almost like flexing the steel a little bit.
I've seen that.
So you have to be kind of careful you don't bend up your building.
The other side, that doesn't look too bad.
No, I don't even think I should mess around, because you see how I'm scalping the dirt a little bit? Like out front here, see out here where it maybe thawed down a little bit before the big snow came, it froze. Get back in there, there's no frost in there at all. I know I did this back in, this must have been, what, 5 years ago when we had them roofs falling in. I knew it was going to be a mess when that stuff starts melting. I was able to just get in back there and straighten up and then crawl all the way back in one shot. This time it's spinning and sliding sideways and all that.
I think it was relatively warm when we got our first snowfalls, so.
And that made it, yeah, it's just a type of snow. It's all good. We got her.
Yeah, so now we want to start up the 1066 and the M, because they've been sitting here for over a month, and that way then when we get closer to spring, then they're not dead. Hopefully they both just start up and recharge and get everything lubed up, get the motors moving.
I'll never start like that.
Oh, while I'm down here by the planter, thank you to all of you who sent in some mail and literature and magazines and tips and tricks when it came to using this planter. Hopefully I can find some ground to rent or use to try it out at least.
This planter's in really good shape. Just from everything I know. I don't know this type of planter, but I can tell. It just needed a good cleaning. It's really all it needed.
Yeah.
So you got a nice deal. I mean, you could sell it again, but I got a feeling someday we'll probably end up going narrow roll, or whether you do or whatever. But even if it's 10 years from now, this ain't gonna go out of style. I was wondering about that though, but like where it feeds the corn down through, if they're still making that new today, are they?
Well, that the guy was pretty adamant that the John Deere dealers still rebuild those.
They got the parts,
rubber.
and but the new models are different, are they?
Yeah, it's all vacuum now, and there's better.
They got away from the mechanical, and that's such a huge difference between my air planter and this one. It's just a whole different concept of how it puts the seed in the ground.
Yeah, but according to the previous owner and other people I've talked to, you can still get them rebuilt.
Yeah, I believe you get parts, and I would believe in 20 years you'd still get parts for these, because they built these a long time.
There's some pretty big operations still using a 7,000, because they made these, I think, all the way up to 16 row, or I know for sure 12 rows. They made them. They weren't just this small, 4 row and 6 row planters.
There are a lot of years that helps. So that the parts will be out there, or something will be making them. Somebody will. No, you don't come across that every day. You could look a long time. Well, mine, I didn't even go to that auction for that planter, but it just happened to be there. And what did I pay? $22.50, which even 20 years ago, that was pretty cheap. The thing is like, no, this one here, the paint's a little bit more messed up, but I think it's just a fertilizer there, but it's still pretty nice.
Yeah, with the no-till system on there, I think that adds a big value.
Definitely.
It's supposed to it'll only overdo it. It doesn't sound like you'll underdo it in a no-till situation with this setup. So excited to see how it works. Thanks for all the tips. And if you have any more, leave them in the comments or send us mail.
You never know. Maybe we should try it on a piece, but you'll have to get a combine to harvest it just to give it a whirl. You maybe get a feel for it.
Or even any of you local viewers, if you know of anybody looking to rent out a small piece, let us know. Feel free to reach out.
This guy's gonna start now.
Makes plenty of sense that old M started up, old gasser. But the 1066, they'll just have to wait till closer to spring, and we'll have to hook some jumper cables up to it. Maybe get our generator down here started and take care of it that way. At least we could say we tried. Dad's headed back with 2 straw bales and the skid steer. I'm gonna get everything closed up down here and then bring back the 7810. I think I'm gonna drive through the field on the way back. Dad and I were talking, the road's getting pretty muddy. No need to sling mud up all over this thing if I don't have to. Neighbors are gonna be wondering what the heck are them guys doing driving through the field with a snowblower. What has gotten into them guys? Look how clean them tires are. No dirt, no mud, no manure, nothing. Okay, we got the snowblower unhooked and the 7810 put away. That's a good way to finish off one of those projects. We're gonna end off the video here. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure if you want to see more of us to check out all our other videos. Also our other social media pages. You can see more of us there. If you ever wanted to send us mail, we have a P.O. box as well. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. But I bet if you made it to the end, you probably already have. But thank you so much for watching. You guys make this possible. Make sure to leave comments down below. We really appreciate every single one of you, and we love reading your comments. Anyways, until next time.